you don't have a Saturday.
Damn, man.
Fair enough. So, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and start this off like I always do. Make a complete ass out of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers of all ages, it's my party, and I stream if I want it. Here we are back with another session of Gamer Talk with your man Blazing Ace Nelson. It's November 15th, 2014. I am officially an old man now.
Ancient. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to one of the greatest artifacts on the internet. He's a fossil.
I may be a fossil, but I still got some fight left in me.
And then Jurassic Park begins.
Oh, Jesus.
Ace Nelson has a stream.
Oh my God. That's terrible. But today, you know, if you guys have been for those of you in the stream chat, if there's anybody there yet, you know, just go ahead and read the description. You know what we're going to be talking about. It is all about one of the games, one of the franchises that has pretty much revolutionized the past two generations of gaming. That being Metal Gear. Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rising, all the PSP Metal Gear games. If there's a snake in the grass, I'll know what's up.
That was a terrible pun.
Fine then. Grass, coming for that ass. There, boom, I win. Where's my money?
There we go. cut the check. But
Them donuts, bro.
But really quick, actually I'll probably just leave the, you know, news-related stuff for afterward.
It's happy time now.
Yeah, it's happy time. It is very much happy time. So just really quick, between the four of us, speaking of which, I'm pretty sure y'all know my other three panelists from the past couple of weeks. We have Black Prion back again from Georgia.
Oh, this is the thing where I'm supposed to do that clever hello thing. I'll take
that clever hello thing is fine. Oh, we got GQ Asian dude repping the Solid Snake avatar this time.
Hello, welcome. I'm happy to be back.
And of course, respect to Pipe, Rage Quit Extravaganza, Rockaway Carter.
Yo, am I just gonna be known as the dude that just makes people respect the pipe?
You're gonna be known as the purveyor of rage quits.
So can we just start calling him Roddy Piper for short?
I am okay with this. I approve.
I support this. We got Custom Prion, GQ Solid Snake, Roddy Piper.
Or is it Rocky Piper? What are we doing?
Rocky Piper. I approve of this message 100%. Me and my dive kicking horse. Yo,
that's a scary sight.
Yo, my dive kicking horse in Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master? Yes, please, give me all of that.
Is that a DLC character for Dive Kick?
Yo, imagine like the horse, the dive kicking horse in Dive Kick. Yo,
so basically, what you're saying is you want Motaro in Dive Kick. I'll get right on that.
No.
The one from the Genesis, right?
No, we don't. No, the one for the Saturn. No.
Oh,
it would be that mule kick, but going at a downward angle. Like
Nah. My body is not ready for this kind of bullshit.
Yo, so,
and I play SNK games, so I know me some bullshit.
All you gotta do is just put the Dr. Doom mask and the cape and cowl on him. Dive kick, hoof dive.
That's not a fun sight.
Does he get to hit you before the round starts?
Instead of kick factor, he gets first strike win. Sacrifice your kick factor to hit somebody before the fight even starts.
It's like, what do you expect me to do? Wait for the announcer? Like a peasant?
No, but with Shao Kahn, it makes sense. He's like, I am the announcer.
It's true.
That's why the Saturn version of that game just needs to die in a fire and never return. But anyway, let's get back to the topic, I guess.
No, it needs to be framed and put in a museum for all to see.
Either that or it needs to go right back where E.T. was found.
The dump.
I can't believe that thing was actually real though. That shit that blew my mind.
And I wonder how many people are going to be trying to scalp copies of that thing on eBay right now.
Do you guys realize that the E.T. thing is the video game world's Area 51?
But it's yeah, that's true. That's very true. Oh, fucking bomb.
Yeah, to answer your question, Ace, yeah, they're already online on eBay. I think one copy from the landfill goes for $150,000.
You got
Jesus motherfucking Christ!
I'm telling you, man.
$150K.
The reason why it
you
costs
for
that much
real,
because someone is willing to pay that much for a piece of history, I guess. Someone's just got way too much money and they're bored. That's all it is.
Jesus, though. God damn it.
150,000, and that's.
No, I wish I was living in New Mexico right now. Fuck. Home of Roswell and fucking alien fucking games that should not be worth that much fucking money. Ah, shit, I got you. Okay.
Well, anyway, down to the topic at hand, I guess. It's just from what I've been talking about as far as talking amongst all of us. It seems like there isn't that much as far as how often any of us have actually played any of the core like Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid games. Let's start with you, Frosty. What was the first Metal Gear game that you actually played? If you've gone hands-on with any of them.
1, 3, Revengeance.
So Metal Gear Solid 1, Solid 3, and then Revengeance?
Yes.
But
damn it.
Still go pretty far back. What about you, GQ?
Metal Gear games I played?
Mm-hmm.
Like chronological or just overall?
Overall.
I'd say, I played mostly all of them except for the one that's technically Metal Gear 2, the official one, where you fight Big Boss for the first time. But my first Metal Gear game that I played was the one on a Nintendo, and I was really bad at it because I didn't know what the hell stealth gameplay was. I was just going up to everything, even the sleeping dogs, and punching them, and just like I was like, man, this
Good
is
job,
weird.
man.
Yeah, it's a weird action game, man. It's a weird action game. And but like I'd say my I think everybody from my generation would say Metal Gear Solid is probably the most memorable one. But I played all of them. Snake Eater, Revengeance, they're all good.
And what about you, Rock?
My first Metal Gear was Solid, but it was in passing because it was at a friend's place. The one I played personally was Sons of Liberty. I didn't play Snake Eater, and I played Revengeance. I played Peace Walker when it was on the PSP, but it was just like, I need more speed in my games. which is ironic considering when I play Revengeance, I try to stealth kill the fuck out of everything.
Yo, I totally hear you on that one. As for me, like the first of the Metal Gear games that I played personally was much like the rest of you, much like you and Prion, it was Metal Gear Solid. And man, again, this was back on the PS1. This was back when I was still just having a blast with games like FF7, Brave Fencer Musashi, Armored Core.
Armored Core, good times.
But yeah, Metal Gear Solid was a really unique experience. And what I love about this series is the fact that as it goes further, you go from Solid to Solid 2, Snake Eater. I mean, even with it like jumping back and forth along the timeline of the story itself, the gameplay always seems really fresh, even with like the content of the story being so damn hammy you could have it over for Christmas dinner. You know, have Raiden come up and slice the pineapple for you.
Blade mode.
So what are your favorite your boss?
Actually, yeah, that's a really good question, and believe it or not, that was actually my next question. favorite bosses for Metal Gear, and I know we all have at least one or two.
That's not counting Revengeance. I mean,
no, this is gonna be counting Revengeance.
I mean, if we're talking Solid, the Solid series, I really enjoyed beating the living hell out of Fat Man because he deserved it.
Yes.
Fat Man deserved every bit of those like beat downs to the face. And fuck, what was the name of the dude? Oh crap, I can't remember his name. But in Solid 1, when you're in the cooler, what the hell was this dude's name? With the rocket launcher.
Oh, Vulcan Raven?
Yeah.
Yo, Vulcan Raven was legit, like a Gatling gun wielding T-Hawk.
Is it bad that when I look at him, I just have to feel that guy with like what was it from Avatar, that firebender with the eye on his head? I swear, it's the same guy.
Oh my god.
You have the same face and everything, same deformed, blocky, not really drawn well face.
Great. Now I gotta go back and play Solid 1. Just like I get to it, it's like, yep, I'm done. I'm gonna put the controller down. This is too much. But what about you, Frosty? Your favorite bosses?
I kind of want to give you my favorite boss, but I feel as though it's a cop-out, so I'm not going to go there. Because remember, I wasn't really the owner of the PlayStation. PlayStation wasn't my brand. Friend had it, and I go over there, and the very first experience I've ever had with the game, he's like, let's see if you can beat this boss. Tells me no setup. It's Psycho Manus. Gives me no setup.
Oh, god damn it!
Yo,
Tells
your
me
friend
nothing. And it's like, oh yeah, unfortunately I'm going to give you these cryptic hints, but since you've never had a PlayStation, enjoy.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
your friend's an asshole. Your friend's an asshole for doing that.
So then I was just like, well, what happens if I plug it in controller 2? I didn't plug it in there because I knew. I only plugged it in there because I was thinking his controller port 1 wasn't working. And then like, oh, I can move now, see? And then this arbitrary garbage. He's like, read the manual. I'm like, fuck the manual.
Well, to be fair, at least the manual was still, relevant compared to this day and age, where it's just like, hey, get tutorials everywhere.
Paper now?
Unless
I'm gonna open up my copy of Injustice. Yeah, there's no manual. It's a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's just like a little twofold with the cover art and something that probably says, look for the manual online.
Yeah, the new thing now is actually printing the manual on the actual cover art, behind the cover art, so there's no insert anymore. So it's a 2-for-1.
No, wait, no, I'll take it back. There's a pamphlet in here. It's 4 pages, and it's just the EULA.
Wow.
That's it. Thank you, Base Spoon.
I understand, companies trying to save paper and whatnot, but at the same time, though, just the lack of heft in the instruction manual just makes me sad.
But my favorite boss fight, though, would be it's going to be from the game that I only got to play the boss fight of. I don't really count it as me playing the game. But somehow it had my favorite boss fight, and that's from Metal Gear Solid 2. The Metal Gear Rays.
Oh.
Let's move like a cow, baby.
And then we got geckos. And geckos are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Now I hear you loud and clear on the Metal Gear Race fight though. That was some pretty top-notch stuff.
It was actiony. It felt like there was something behind it. Obviously, I didn't know what the story was because it's the only part of the game I fucking played. But the boss was interesting enough. Although when I see people doing LPs of it and they don't want to ask Otacon a damn thing and just think they know how to do it, then they get wrecked and they blame the game.
Oh, and we're not gonna say names. We're not gonna say names.
It's not them. It's actually not them. There's two other people I know that have done this.
Ugh, that's
why though? Oh shit! Fucking ninja.
Because they're so used to games like Sonic holding your hand where it's the final stage and it's like you run through this little bubble and it's like remember to press A to jump.
Ow! Damn it!
Why does that happen in modern games? It'd be the final level and it's just like press A to jump.
It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding
I've
me?
been doing that the entire game, fucker.
And then I'm thinking to myself, what if these are actually put in the game for when those people who get halfway through a game don't play it for 2 years and come back to it?
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, it would.
Fuck. For
So,
those
I mean, with
types
so
of
many,
people.
But how
with so
long
many
is the game,
games.
though?
True.
After
But I mean,
Sonic Boom, you want to forget.
Sonic Boom. I can't believe that's a thing, and it sucks. You know, you would expect it to be good. You know, ex Naughty Dog people. Just saying, like.
There's a reason why
Wait.
they're ex Naughty Dog. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Okay, because the moment you said you would expect it to be good, my first thought was, what if they actually handed Sonic over to the team that did Crash Bandicoot?
How about
And
this?
they
Just give
did.
it to Retro Studios. You win.
Flawless victory.
But as far as I'm concerned with Sonic Boom, the funniest thing that happened to me this morning, I woke up and I'm like, why do I hear like a shitty Sonic impression? I look up at my computer screen. I'm like, well, no, I was watching Some Ordinary Gamer's video, and I fell asleep apparently. And I look up. I said, why is Sonic? Oh, is this one of the progressive commercials? No, Sonic Boom was on my TV.
Yes, on Cartoon Network. That is correct.
Yeah, I was like, it's on Cartoon Network? Huh. For some reason, I didn't know this because I didn't care. So I was like, fine, I'll watch. And the cartoon isn't complete shit. I was surprised. The cartoon did things.
God damn it.
I honestly wanted the cartoon to be better because I was like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way it could be worse than the game, right? Although
No,
it seems like everything about the show, while it was okay, it was only okay because they did every like trope cartoon characters are supposed to do. Like someone was even telling me that they have a plan to have the episode where the villain becomes the mayor or something like that. And he can't run the town, and then he has to get the hero, or like there's one where apparently Eggman's supposed to lose like all of his money and all of his funding, so he has to room with Sonic for a week or something like that. I was like,
Are you what? What, mate?
I said, if that's an episode, I want to see that.
Yeah, I'd actually paid for that. Ah, god damn it.
You
I
what,
don't know
mate?
if I'll pay for it, mate, but
Are you kidding me?
No, why not though? I mean, it could be. What? Would you rather have like the new Looney Tunes show where Lola is a fucking bimbo and everything is more or less Big Brother? No.
well, here's the thing about that episode. Watching this and then watching, hearing about all these episode plots, and I was like, so why don't I just save myself like all the time waiting and just go watch Sonic for Hire on College Humor? Because these just seem like longer episodes of that.
Good point.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just with
That's a good
the
point.
official voice cast, but
All right.
With Chris Redfield as Sonic the Hedgehog. What? It's true.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
I know. Duke Nukem was Big the Cat. Remember that. You have to hold
Yes,
that.
yes,
Oh,
he
Jesus.
was. Yes, he was. John St. John was Big the Cat,
Hold
and I
you steel.
stop. Okay, we're done here. That didn't just happen. Nope.
Okay, before we get derailed with Sonic Boom any further, GQ,
Damn it.
Your favorite Metal Gear bosses, dude.
Oh man, I really like the senator. He's really cool.
Armstrong.
Yeah. I mean, a guy to give you a political speech while he's kicking your ass is always a really good character. But I would say, man, that's a tough one because all these boss fights were pretty monumental, you know, because you had to fight them all in different ways. My first one that I'd say that's most memorable that I really enjoyed was probably fighting Sniper Wolf. Just because it was, yeah, just the way the battle flew, like, it was very intense, and you know, usually by the time you got your sights on her, like you see that red light right in your face already.
And you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then and at the time I felt like Metal Gear Solid had kind of awkward controls because I wasn't used to it yet, so that was kind of frustrating for me. But at the same time, it was like still kind of exciting, so it balanced out really well. And I'd say my second one is actually in the same game when you fight Liquid in the helicopter. Because I was like, I think that one's good is just because of the fact that like he's in a fucking helicopter and you're like, all right, come at me, bro. I don't care. You know, literally come at me, bro. And then there's nothing more satisfying than taking down a giant douchebag in a Hind D with the Stinger missile. You know, so I thought that was really fun. And like I said, it's all about the moment for me because I think the soundtrack in that game was really good. So it did a good job, like kind of like making you feel like, all right, this is real right now. It's exciting. So I'd say that's why they're most memorable. There's definitely like better fights out there, but for me, the most memorable ones were those two.
Can I ask you guys a political question?
Okay, Senator.
Who do you vote for?
Senator Freon.
Stephen Armstrong or Mike Hager? Go.
Mike Hager. I have to say that on principle.
Beat me to it.
I would vote Hager for sure because that dude cleaned up Metro City like what 4 times.
Y'all won't get the crime out of my city.
You know, so yeah, and he literally took care of it with his own hands.
He said we don't need no
handles
police
crime like his bitches. Mayor Hagar handles crime like his bitches. He pile drives the fuck out of them.
And Hagar don't need no Metal Gear.
I feel like if Mike Hager was real, he would have the personality. I mean, he is real. He's Don Fry. But I'm saying, like,
really? I thought it was Ventura.
I don't know, because Ventura lately is looking pretty soggy. But
I don't want to see Mike Hagar and affiliate him with sex for favors. Pile drivers, crime, corruption.
Ain't got time to bleed.
Well, think about it this way though. Even in freaking Final Fight Streetwise, Hagar was still pretty beast.
Right.
That game didn't happen. I want to make this perfectly clear. That game did not happen. Guy is not the leader of the Yakuza of Metro City. That didn't happen at all.
It's definitely like a reboot of the Final Fight series. But anyway, I was gonna say that if he was a real political figure that's emulating the real world right now, he would be Governor Chris Christie. But like not as obese. But I'm saying but his attitude-wise, like if you ever watch Christie's like speeches and stuff, he's always like, there's always some heckler, and he's always like, you need to shut the hell up before I finish. It's like I feel like Hagar would say something like that, like some kind of Mad Gear gang in the crowd just to rile up the crowd, and he'd be like, you need to shut up or I'll pile drive you in the face.
No, he wouldn't even need to say anything. He'd just lift the pipe over his head like.
Yeah, no, he would take the pipe out of the podium. And then just put it on the podium.
He's like, I speak softly, but I carry a big pipe. Come at me, bro.
Nah, man, he doesn't like them gangsters from South Central. He just lifts up the shirt and you just see the pipe.
Word.
Don't make me move this.
Yeah, my vote goes to Hager for sure.
Yo, Armstrong is getting no love right now. Everybody's just like, man, fuck Texas.
No. You see, Armstrong, he'd be the Secretary of Defense.
because you ain't getting
Yeah.
in. We will infiltrate the Medica. Armstrong and Hagar over there. I'm not dealing with that. You got it.
Nah, bro, we good.
It's like we'll just stay over here. We're fine.
It's like let's just say by luck or chance we get past Armstrong. We ain't gonna have nothing left, and then we just gonna have to take the pipe. I don't want to take the pipe.
Pipe equals hard knockdown into free touch of death combos. No, thank you. I like a fighting chance, please. Fighting chance against
Man, you want
to
talk about hard knockdown? It's that neutral jump H, son. The one where like he headbutts you,
and then he headbutts your ass,
and then he can magically punch you while you're on the ground. Because the hitbox on it's really high.
There's official shenanigans.
There's only one grappler I would fear more than those two men, and that's Iron Taker.
Hey.
Well,
if y'all don't play Blaze Blue, y'all don't know.
I do know where you're coming from. Like, but I personally, I fear Clark so much more than.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Clark.
Yeah. Clark. You can run away from Clark.
The man is the fucking Terminator. Do you not see? Like, every time he throws you, like, dude.
And he gives you a thumbs up after he's done.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't even say he's the scariest grappler in that series. I'd give it to Maxima.
Maxima's not a grappler, though.
No, Goro is more of a grappler than Maximo.
Actually, no. There's one. There are technically two grapplers that we're forgetting here. Blue Mary and Tizak.
Is Blue Mary technically a grappler? If she is, then we're forgetting Shermie and Orochi Yashiro and go fuck himself because he's fucking OP.
Well, if we're gonna talk about OP grapplers, then Bane. I rest my case. Bye.
Bane is very OP.
Yeah.
That's because people were complaining how bad he was in Vanilla.
Well, here's the thing. In Vanilla, he was bad because the top characters just had everything they needed to shut him down. He had a 9-second cooldown. All they needed to do was get rid of his 9-second cooldown and make it what it is now, and give him the dash buff. That's it. We didn't
need all that extra
venom uppercut. We didn't need a safer forward 2 down 3. We didn't need the bounce cancellation and a 58% free unclashable. We didn't need that. We didn't need down 2 to be a frame trap. We didn't need that.
Jesus.
Yeah, the fact that down 2 is a frame trap at all, that just baffles me.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, tick throw.
Bane should not have a Bane trap.
That and like
feel in charge.
Like yesterday, somebody just said, "Thank you. You owe me a controller. I just broke it." And I was just like, "I probably should have given you 3%."
Damn it!
Just said,
Okay.
How cool if they gave Bane a costume?
a what costume?
Juggernaut.
Oh, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Yeah.
That helmet.
Yes.
The helmet would make it.
That helmet.
Knock knock, who's there? Bane, bitch, fool!
How did you feel about The Last Stand making that reference? Did it feel good? Did it feel good?
I have to tell you straight up about that. I went to the theater to see The Last Stand. The shit was packed. The minute he said that thing, everybody left. Like, nobody wanted to see the rest of the movie. They're like, oh, he said the thing, I gotta see this. And then the minute he said it, everybody cleared out.
Everybody was like, we just had to make sure it was in. That's all we cared about.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we care about. Fuck Phoenix. We just want to see Juggernaut say the line. Internet memes go mainstream, y'all. We win.
Yo.
It was garbage. 100% garbage.
But he said it with like the worst vocal inflection you could have. It's like they gave it to you, but they didn't give it to you.
And why is the Juggernaut English?
No, what was he, Australian?
No, he's English. That's he plays in a lot of like British gangster movies. And that's why I was like, why is the Juggernaut English? He's supposed to be like super ignorant and dumb.
So he's supposed to be
British
cheap.
people. Is that Niglet still relevant? Like I haven't I don't know. I don't like nobody says shit about his stupid ass.
Well, yo, because they got his replacement, Bobby Schmurder and Ray Strumman, those two scrubs.
Who the fuck are these Negroes?
Okay, Ray Strumman had that No Flex Zone song I made you watch.
Oh, that was that motherfucker. Oh God.
And then Bobby Schmurder is the Shmoney thing.
What is wrong with you nigglets, man?
No? The funny meme that's going around about a week ago?
Yeah, I saw that shit. The No Flex Zone with Captain America. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like that Captain America No Flex Zone shit. I'm like, what the hell is this? And why is this on my Twitter?
Wow.
Like, has anybody else seen that picture? Like, what?
I'm sorry, Rap died. Horrible death.
But we knew this already.
No. See, at first it was just a bad death. Now it's a horrid death. Wait, what? They put those two in the Captain America? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, I'm done with the broadcast today.
I think Prion has left the building, y'all.
He done melted.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think we have a very unhappy Negro in the general vicinity, y'all.
Anyway, Metal Gear.
Yeah, well, back onto happy times.
Yeah, back onto things that matter because that shit is so dumb.
Probably my favorite bosses. Well, for starters, yeah, much like what happened with Prion. My homie Mike trolled me hard with Psycho Mantis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, Psycho Mantis just that shit fucked me up. That just blew my mind so bad.
It definitely was different, for sure.
And the moment he mentioned, because this was like right after I had finished playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night 2, so I sat down and he's like, "So you like Castlevania?" And I'm like, "No, this ain't."
What the fuck?
Did you turn your head and look at that imaginary camera that's filming you?
Just seriously, I'm like, "Oh my god."
No, it could be worse. See, because I played Psycho Mantis, I ain't fall for the trickery that is Eternal Darkness, Sandy's Rectum.
But I did.
Because I had that TV that said video just like that, so I really thought, I was in the Shadow Realm. That was the only time it ever got me. I was like, no! I know! Oh, okay.
No, what pissed me off when the thing BSOD'd, I'm like, yo, what the no! I'm like GameCube, no.
And you're like, wait a minute.
No.
What is this?
No, because at the time, I was an ignorant little teenager at the time, so I'm just like, I'm looking at ATI and I'm like, shit, it has to deal with computer shit. No, wait, oh.
Blue screen, what?
Like, why did this thing blue screen?
But my other favorite Metal Gear boss, though, I've gotta say it, the first boss fight in Metal Gear Rising, when you're taking on Metal Gear Ray.
Bet.
Because, I mean, seriously, it's like, okay, so you're running through his ride, and you're being all badass, and then you hear the moo, and you're like, no, y'all gotta be kidding me, right? And then Ray just comes up out the water, and you're like, oh god, I gotta take this thing on hand to hand. What the hell, man?
And then I cut that bitch's tail off, and I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Who wants some tail steaks?
Oh, God.
But just like GQ said earlier, though, the music for every single boss fight throughout the series, throughout the Solid series, and in Metal Gear Rising, it got you pumped up for that situation, and it just felt right, and I will forever love Rules of Nature for that.
Ah, good stuff.
But I also really dug the fight with Monsoon.
Oh, you mean with the Crypt Keeper?
Yeah. Because I'm sitting here like,
I'm still laughing that that's the same voice actor though. That shit is cool.
because like I run up, try to cut him, and he all splits apart. I'm like, I'm not fighting Cyrax. What are y'all doing?
That's funny.
Sorry, my job called me, so I stepped away for a minute.
Oh.
Are you gonna have to head up?
Right. And of course, Priyank shows back up when we make a Mortal Kombat reference.
Oh, what was the reference?
Of course. Oh, when I was fighting Monsoon in Metal Gear Rising, my first thought was, what the hell am I doing fighting Cyrax? I try to go at him with the blade, and he just like splits apart. Like, what the what?
At least we have to deal with net resets. No one should have to deal with net resets.
Nope.
Oh, I dropped my combo. I only did 65%.
Is it wrong for me to laugh at the fact that like Cyrax is like the ultimate terrorist because of all of the like weapons that he holsters upon himself? Like he's a black terrorist.
And of course the whole self-destructing thing.
What about MK3 Smoke, man? He blows up the world every time.
You know what? Fuck that fatality, because that shit is stupid. That shit is stupid on multiple fronts.
I agree.
For being stupidly easy to do. That's one reason why I hate the damn thing. For being stupid easy to do, for like making no sense whatsoever, and for being a lazy ass fatality.
Wait, what is this ass fatality?
Smoke blowing up the world in Ultimate and Mortal Kombat 3.
Oh, the bombs?
Yeah. Yes. See, Prion agrees.
Drop all the bombs.
High caliber, so it's ability.
Yeah,
No,
I mean those bombs.
You talk about a fatality that's lazy and don't make sense? The Jack Stomp.
The what?
The Jack Stomp, where he turns to a giant and just steps on you.
Oh, that shit is stupid.
And with the stability work with the fire as well.
And his Terminator arms. I want to know when the hell did he turn into the Team 1000? Like, when the fuck did that happen?
Just grows the size of Godzilla and steps on you. Like, I don't...
Oh yeah, that's right. It's
When
like
was
there's
that
not even
part
any
of his
free
powers?
animation.
I was like, when was that part of his powers? This could be so useful.
Really, it's just like, you're rolling up on Shao Kahn. It's like, round one. It's like, oh, you're going to hit me with the hammer before we start the round, huh? Okay.
Alright, bitch, I got you. Pop. Not so cocky now, are you, bitch?
So what is your favorite fatality?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a good one.
It depends on, you know, the game, because each of them had their moment.
Of all time. I agree.
Of all time, I mean...
I gotta give it to Ermax Mini-Me Stomp.
Yo, did you see the shit that Renegade did with the This Is How You Don't Play? Where he put the Kirk Franklin song to it?
Okay, now I gotta see it.
Like, he's like, it gets me high to the sky. And then Ermax, it makes me wanna stomp.
Oh, God. I like to see this.
Yo, I was rolling so bad.
Yo, can you find that and link it to us, please?
This needs to happen.
I want that.
Alright, hold up. Oh, shit.
I'm in the orbit whenever you guys want to join.
Sounds like you got something going on in the background, G.
Yep, this is the gaming command center. I told you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh shit! Alright, here we go. I found it.
Oh,
I gotta find the timestamp though. I'm not sure what the timestamp was.
But yeah, as far as Mortal Kombat fatalities, I think my favorite, outside of getting a Mortal Kombat arcade machine dropped on you.
that shit is like the go-to for me. It's so fucking hilarious.
Outside of that, my favorite MK fatalities have got to be the rabbit out of the hat fatalities from Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Yes. You don't say no to the bunny. You don't say no to the bunny.
Just like, here, have the bunny. Nah, man, I don't want it. You don't want the bunny? Poof, homie, don't play that.
You gonna learn today. That bunny come out there talking about them. So what do you think we have a better chance of getting first? Mega Man X Command Mission 2 or Shaolin Monks 2?
Shaolin Monks 2.
Shaolin Monks 2.
Shaolin Monks 2 is more...
I will be the only one that keeps the hope alive.
Nah, Capcom's too stubborn and too proud to get...
I think I got the timestamp. Yeah, I got it. Here we go.
Oh God, here it comes. Seriously though, it's Capcom and it's Mega Man. I'm sorry, Prion, but we're gonna be seeing Shaolin Monks 2 long before Command Mission 2, unless Nintendo winds up picking it up and they give it over to Monolith Soft or something.
I thought you were gonna say a skull of diarrhea.
What the? Dude, what the? Adam, what the hell, man?
He's talking about diarrhea.
I don't even know the context of that conversation.
You don't say. Come on, Tab, switch.
Come on, guys. You guys didn't say the best fatality yet. It's the Quan Chi fatality where you rip your leg off and hit you with it.
Oh!
I was gonna say something better than that because Havoc did it so much better. He's like, give me your leg. Ah, my leg. Shut the fuck up. And then your head flies off. That shit is funnier.
No, I think that my favorite part about that fatality is that he just keeps doing it after the fatality thing comes up. And he keeps doing it until you press start.
This is true.
Quan Chi was my main, and for some reason, I just never cared about his fatality. All I cared about was babying people.
Well, because that shit is so much more humiliating to somebody. Also, there's the link with the timestamp.
Oh, good lord, here we go.
Shout outs to Renegade Operative, because that nigga is godlike for making this.
No. They have to see this. They have to see this. No. No. For everybody in the stream chat. This has to happen. This has to happen. I don't even know what to make of this anymore.
This shit is hilarious.
Yo, all right, everybody. YouTube.com plus what I put in the stream chat. Get ready to have your mind blown.
That's pretty good.
Oh my god.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh.
Yeah, I know. I like.
What are you playing, Rock?
Shinobi 3.
Oh.
I like the only reason why I like using Blade Dancer is if I want to finish at kill 15
He talks loud, huh?
super really fast.
Oh, aside from that, you got a good mic.
No, the thing is, it's a headset mic, and it's like ramming my face.
Oh, you're just using the headset mic? You're not using the USB mic?
He's just that loud.
Oh, shit. That Kirk Franklin business almost killed me.
Wait. I skipped a little bit in that video, and I had to close it because I saw this man is complaining about losing to a Kano.
Damn it, Freon!
Oh.
You lost the focus.
Oh wow, it's 4:20. Yeah. I got a dip.
Oh, it's weed time?
No, it's going to work, you dirty scrub. You inhumane peasant.
But you didn't see the stomp.
Oh.
But you wasn't laughing.
Probably because his head was hurting.
Especially since
I was
RNG,
like, skipping to see Kano just kind of ruins everything for me, man. Like,
Yo,
I'm sad that that's the last thing I have to see before I go to work. Like, I'm upset now.
it's sad that you didn't see him get bodied by like this Cyrax doing a really good like fucking like.
No, that's old. I've been seeing that. And he wouldn't
But
give him any sort of props for it at all.
I'm more laughing at the fact that he's just like, how is this possible? You get no respect. You get 0 points, scrub. Like, for real?
Do you want us to leave? Yeah. Nope.
Oh, you get 0 points, scrub. You get nothing. You get no laugh from me or Versace. But yeah, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later, stream.
All right,
Yeah.
Frosty.
Alright,
I'll-
Freon.
Later,
I'll
man.
probably send you another one next week. Oh, my God.
It gets me high. Yo, but you know what really makes me laugh about that thing? The fact that that's not even an original Mortal Kombat fatality. That's what's sad.
I know.
That's something I need to buy once.
I know. Ermac just biting off of Jax's game.
Jax, nah, son. Yo, somebody did that before that.
Trying to think who did that, because the first time I saw that was in Mortal Kombat 2.
See, you feel like you don't understand. There was a game that came out for a console that nobody asked for and a lot of people hate.
Oh, you're talking about outside of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, somebody outside of Mortal Kombat did that first.
What? Damn. What platform is the game on? Multiple?
Nope, it was a Sega
Are
exclusive.
you really? Like, so with
It wasn't Eternal Champions, was it?
Oh, yes, it was.
Oh, that's right.
Xavier Pendragon did that shit first.
That's right. Oh my God.
And he had the meanest shit-eating grin after he stomped you. Like
Nice.
they drew that shit-eating grin face hard on that man's face after he stomped your life away.
Yeah, that's real though. Hold on a second. Now I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up. I gotta see it again.
Eternal Champions was pretty good for what it was.
That gun.
That game was hard as fuck though.
Yeah, you know what game was hard? Weapon Lord. You ever play that?
Oh god, that game was brutal.
Yeah, it had a really good system in it, but it was just really hard at the time.
Halfway there.
I find it funny that Weapon Lord is being brought up, considering that like the Killer Instinct crew, they were like, yo, we got guys from Weapon Lord, and I'm like, you guys realize a lot of people don't know what the fuck Weapon Lord is, right?
Yeah, that came in the latter end of the life of the system. So
Have you got a chance to try out the accelerated coils on that guy?
But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty sweet for the
I thought it was innovative.
Yeah, I mean it was a Namco, so that was probably the precursor to Soul Calibur.
Soul Cal.
Yeah, or Soul Blade.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Oh god. It's Mechazilla. Oh shit. Mechagodzilla fight. Oh no. Mechagodzilla fight. Mechagodzilla fight is go. I don't want to die now. Run! Ah, fuck! I lost my. Ah, shit.
Yes. What was that? This he in Eternal Champions. He looks like the Black Green Lantern mixed with Duke Nukem.
Oh, Blade.
Blade. Yeah.
Fuck Blade.
6 or 7 rounds as it shoots.
I'm all about Shadow, and I'm ashamed to say I'm all about Shadow because she got her own game, and that shit was ass.
Yeah, I only came down to stuff with fusion rifles.
I'm so sorry.
X, of course, but
Yeah, that game was good. I remember Eternal Champions really well because in the bonus stage where you had to like punch these like discs that were like flying around or something, and if you like if you had a shitty score, the game would just be like rating lethargic, and I was like, what the hell is lethargic mean? I had to look it up. It's like, oh, lazy and slow. I was like, damn. What the hell?
Yeah, that's one of the great things about video.
A lot more common.
They're a little
some of the not so common, like the Heart of Fire. I've never seen in Solid.
Shadow Yamato.
Never.
Yeah, real talk though, probably the most educational video game I have ever played, and I will go back to it to this very day. Freaking Mario's
I only went to the Hawk Moon until
What, mate?
the
Did I just hear that correctly?
yeah, exactly.
You said educational, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Mine was it still is. She's one of the top for sure. We're in whatever Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego, of course.
Yeah, Carmen Sandiego gets my vote. But in terms of like educational shit, am I the only one that thinks like Math Blaster was legit?
No, man, it was that and Number Munchers.
Oh yeah, Number Munchers. Oh, you can't hate on Number Munchers. Like,
I know.
you really can't.
And yeah, I gotta say it. What was it? Actually, no. Those are the ones I was thinking of. Math Blasters and Number Munchers. Those are the ones.
Mm-hmm.
Now a lot of people are all about that Rita Rabbit though.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was down with Rita Rabbit when I was in like school for a bit.
All I know is when I was younger, I was never able to catch Carmen Sandiego. I wasn't smart enough.
Like the school I was at, it was impossible to catch Carmen Sandiego because I lived in a ghetto ass school, so they didn't have all the Encyclopedia Britannica books that we needed.
It might be the leg, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be rough. My school was pretty gangster too. I think we had a computer lab, but it was like the entry level stuff. It wasn't anything big or drastic.
I keep adding.
But okay, back on the
Metal Gear.
Right now.
Okay, your not necessarily the most memorable boss fights, but what were like some of your favorite segments of the different Metal Gear games that you've played?
Oh man, don't remember too much, but from Solid, it definitely was the reveal of Liquid from Master Miller. I was just like, whoa! I didn't see that coming. And definitely like the creativity part of Solid was the trying to figure out how to get those keys to work. Which like when you had to heat one up and you had to cool one down.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat. Cool. Yeah, and it's like one of those things where like in video games, like before that, they kind of just find the cold key or find the warm key, and this one you had to create your key, and I thought that was like, oh man, this is totally innovative. It's different, And I think that's why Solid and Solid 2 were the two most innovative games for me at the time, just because they kind of led the pack and kind of changing how the game is played. But as far as like moments in Metal Gear, like I said, that's the first thing that came to mind was when you're enjoying the story and then you you find out that Master Miller is actually Liquid, and you're like, what the hell? And you're being played this whole time. I was like, fuck, god damn it. I was so mad at it. I was like so mad at it. I was like, what the hell, man? That's bullshit. That's genius at the same time. So.
Yo, that fission mailed though.
Right.
That fission mailed, like when you're playing as Raiden and like all of a sudden like the system just starts to like fuck with the game, and I'm like, you know what? Whoever thought of this, like, fuck you. I'm in the middle of trying to fight shit, and all of a sudden I get the damn thing like minimizing the screen, like doing a picture-in-picture with the mission failed. I'm like, no, I'm still playing. God damn it! Dive kick your ass. Thank you.
Yeah, probably my favorite segment was. Oh, my favorite segment was the moment that you actually get your hands on the sword with Raiden, and just all that leading up to the boss fight with Solidus at the end of Sons of Liberty. Yo, I had a blast whooping that dude's ass. But also one of the things that was like most memorable was just the cutscene at the beginning where you got Snake walking along the Verrazano Bridge and when he dives down onto the tanker.
That did set the tone, though.
Oh yeah, just like the moment he landed and you saw the little Octo Camo start to like do the little electric jolts and everything. I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna go down. It's like we finna get down to something. But I think I'm trying to remember because I think there was actually a demo for Metal Gear Solid 2, wasn't there?
It was on. I think it was on one of the Zone of the Enders.
That's right. Because yeah, there was. I remember playing the demo for Metal Gear Solid 2, and I think that one and Rising were the only two Metal Gear games that actually had playable demos. Well, outside of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Ground Zeroes more or less is a demo.
Yeah. No, it's real talk. Ground Zeroes is pretty much.
Oh, damn it, game!
That's what it is. It's an intro to Phantom Pain. That's all it is. That's why it's $39. Should have been $29.
Should have been 20.
Yeah. But that's exactly what it is. It's just a teaser for Phantom Pain.
Shoutouts to Kojima putting himself in the game, which made DSP rage like a little bitch.
Man, all I know is Kojima needs to do something in Zone of the Enders. Just give it to Platinum. Just give it to Platinum.
Oh my god.
You got stuff to do. You got stuff to do, Kojima. It's cool. I love it. I know you love attention to detail. That's why your games take forever. But just give Zone of the Enders to Platinum. Be producer.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like you were with Rising.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, like when people buy Metal Gear Rising, they think Metal Gear. They see Metal Gear and they're just like automatically stealth game. Like, nah, dude. Read a review or something. Do your research.
Like we're here to bust shit up.
I know.
I mean, you could play stealth.
Yeah.
I kind of did.
And the crazy part about Rising, because it's Rising Revengeance, right? Because it's a remake because Rising was the original. And Kojima straight up told himself, and then the press, because he doesn't care because he's Kojima. He said that I'm having a problem making an action game, guys. I'm good at making stealth games, but an action game where it's like your character feels badass, I'm actually having some issues with it. And if you saw the tech demo for Rising, you can tell like Raiden wasn't really moving that fast or agile at the time as well. But we had the slicing thing down. That was like kind of his thing.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, well, who makes really dope ass action games? I was like, oh shit, Devil May Cry. All right, Kamiya. All right, buddy, what's up, man? Hey, you want to make a Metal Gear game for me? And Kamiya was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, Kamiya is like, yo, my people, we got you. So he gave it to Inaba, right. And Inaba was also, I also laugh at the fact that like Inaba also was the one behind Anarchy. So. Yep. And if you look at Leo's design, and then you look at like the cyborgs in Vengeance, it's like, oh, they put their little flair to it. Good shit, Platinum.
Yeah. Hey, you guys remember that little hidden sleeper, Nano Breaker?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh
yes.
Shit, that's right. That's a Konami.
And I wrote an article about that, about how Nano Breaker was pretty much the prototype for Raiden's like outfit for Revengeance and stuff.
Yeah.
And is it wrong for me to laugh at the fact that the currency in that game was blood?
No, I think wasn't there another game that had that? Like, wasn't it like
House? It was Splatterhouse.
Didn't not Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, the first one?
Was it blood?
He cause he stabbed people and then like the blood meter would fill up. Maybe that was his health though. I can't remember. It's too long ago.
Oh, but what kills me especially about the development for Revengeance, was that literally it took him about a week.
Nice.
It took him about a week after Kojima gave him all the core stuff that he'd already worked on. They're like, yeah. And Platinum's like, yeah, we got you. A week later, they come back with like a little playable tech demo for him to try out, and he's just like, oh my god, why didn't I do this sooner?
Mm-hmm.
Because Kojima, you don't do fast games.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I love the fact that he was able to admit that. He just didn't release a shitty game because like he was proud, you know. Like he just said, hey, I can't make a good game. I don't know, or not a good game, but I can't make an action like crazy ninja slicing game. But I know somebody that can. But here are the resources. Here you go. You know, and I think the same thing with Zone of the Enders. Like, I know he directed Zone of the Enders, and I know he can make it, but maybe it's just so different than what he visualized, or maybe the expectations are way too high, or maybe he's just too busy with his baby Metal Gear, which I understand because remember he said he's not gonna make another Metal Gear after Guns the Patriots. You know, here we go. You know, so. You know, in the back of his head, he's always gonna want to make another one.
The problem is the fact that like there's rumors going around as to why Metal Gear keeps going on. Like some people saying like the Yakuza is just like, Kojima, we love Metal Gear, make another one or we'll kill you.
I will write the Metal Gear. You make another one.
You make another one.
Or we kill your family.
Or you die without honor. Shameful disgrace.
You know, and you know, I think that's kind of far-fetched, but that's not too far from the truth, probably. I'm not, you know, it is Japan after all. Things have been crazier and weirder.
But just the fact that there's such demand for the Metal Gear games.
There is, and like I said, like, and I think that's why Phantom Pain will do really well. And I think while those big AAA titles are being worked on, there should be some other titles that should be coming out to supplement that, you know, that hype or that, you know, that company. And
yeah,
and we all know that Zone of the Enders, we all bought that because of the Metal Gear demo. You know, right? That's what happened. And then, you know, fortunately for us, it turned out to be a really sweet, you know, a robot fighting game, you know, action game. And that's why it developed this cult following. And so I think he should do that again. If he's gonna make another big Metal Gear game, you know, I think perhaps doing a Zone of the Enders, you know, game and then putting the demo to that would help spread the awareness of Zone of the Enders. I think this is why they're bundling Final Fantasy 15 demo on Type O HD remake, because no one knows about Type O. It was a PSP game. So, but the fact that a big name is attached to it with a game that you can test out and play, people are gonna buy that for that. Like the pre-orders on that are skyrocketing because of the demo, not because of Final Fantasy HD.
Which is why Drag Dog did as well as it did, because nobody really gave a shit about Dragon's Dogma. Nobody cared. It had the Resident Evil 6 demo on it, and you come to find out that Resident Evil 6 is ass.
Meanwhile, Dragon's Dogma was actually relatively solid.
Right.
And then you have Drag Dog, the expansion, because Dark Arisen apparently is not a sequel.
No, it's just it's like Skyrim Legendary Edition, kind of like that. You know, it's an expanded version of the game. It's a good game. To be honest with you, I think future Monster Hunter games should follow Dragon's Dogma, 100%.
Here's the problem though. When does Capcom ever do anything good with Monster Hunter?
Okay. I was actually doing a little bit of like kind of research on the whole Capcom thing because they're one of my beloved companies. Unfortunately, like they were my #1 fighting game company of all time, and that's shifted to Arc System Works and Axis Games now.
Boo!
I know. But hey, they're releasing fighting games. That's what I like, right?
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is, if you haven't noticed, ArcSys is pretty much becoming Capcom with how they're treating their games. Need I remind you that, let's be real, Blaze Blue, great. Continuum Shift, amazing. Continuum Shift 2, Extend, what the fuck are you doing? And then Chrono Phantasmagoria, which is like 10 hours of dialogue in 20 minutes of fights.
I never play the story mode, man. I just go straight into fighting. That's all I do. The only reason I'm playing the story mode right now is to unlock Kagura. That's the only reason why.
Who is God? Like, I love Kagura.
The Black Knight. But yeah, and I think
he's such a pimp.
and the reason why I say Access is just because of the content they're bringing out. You know, they're just making games. That's 100%. They're not worried about Western influence. They're not worried about this bullshit. Like, you know, Ace, you played Under Night.
Yes.
But
Oh
that's
my
not
God,
them,
yes.
though. But that's technically not them, though.
Well, it's. I mean, they're producing it though. That's the thing. They're putting the money to it. I mean, it's developed by the French bread company, whatever it is. But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying, like,
developed by the guys that made Melty Blood.
yeah, and then but they're putting out the work. You know what I'm saying? Like they know like people love their games and they play it. You know, Arcana Heart came out too, and that didn't need to come out, but it still came out anyway.
Yeah,
You know,
it did because they skipped Arcana 2 as a whole.
Well, then they're also not charging you full price for it. You know, it was only $39. So, and that's the thing. Those are the small details I see. Now, with the whole Capcom thing, that I realize that they're not shifting. They're still thinking in the matters of Japan, not Capcom USA. Capcom USA is a totally different division. So, because for all the research I did is because the gaming console market in Japan is just ass. The mobile market there is dominating. Like, I'd say 901. That's just how big it is over there. And so I think that's where the problem stems, is that they're focusing mostly on, like, you know, Monster Hunter is a portable game, you know, and fortunately we got it for the Wii U, but it's primarily a PSP game, you know, and a 3DS game.
Well, since the PSP died in America, that kind of makes sense.
And so the thing is, that's why they're not making games for the consoles, is because and then when they do, you realize when they do, they're trying to make it for Westerners. You see that? Instead of making it Japanese, is because they don't want the Japanese to buy their games anymore because they have the hand. So that's why they wanted to appeal to Westerners and on the console market, because we're primarily their bread and butter for the console market. And I think that's the confusion right there, because, you know, we all know and we love Capcom for what they did and what they did back then. Not what they do, is what they did back then. And now they see the numbers and they're like, what the hell? Like, there's no Japanese people buying console games, but look at all these Americans buying our console games. So let's cater games to like the way they would like it. But and like I said, it makes no damn sense, because they think they know what we want, you know, because we're Americans, and then that's why there's a lot of lost in translation there. And and this leads back to Metal Gear, because Metal Gear's formula hasn't really changed since, you know, it's Metal Gear Solid, right? And tactical espionage action, you know, versus Revengeance, you know, which is totally different, which I think is great because he did something different, but he made it separate to actually the Solid Snake, or that kind of genre, you know, that field and franchise, which is, I think, a smart move on Kojima, because that way there would be no taint on Solid Snake. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a game based off Raiden, and that's the and I think he learned that from MGS2, when he started off as Solid, and you play Raiden, and people are like, "What the fuck am I playing?" You know. So I think that's why he made Raiden his own game, so that way, like, you know, oh yeah, I played this Metal Gear game, but it wasn't Solid Snake. It's cool, you know, but because there's another one coming out with Solid Snake in it, I'll get that instead. You know?
And then just the scenes with Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 4, you know, actually showing him coming out as more like cyborg ninja like he is in Rising,
right.
That served to further differentiate him from Solid Snake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you guys know the actual reason why he created Raiden? Like, the only reason? The primary reason?
Why?
He wanted more girls to play, Japanese, by the way, Japanese girls to play Metal Gear. So he wanted to broaden his like, you know, his demographic.
His audience, yeah. That
and
makes
so
sense.
he designed Raiden to be attractive to the female eye and to be more of, like, you know, man candy for them. And so, you know, you can't translate that to the West, because now we're like, where's this, like, super, like, you know, manly and, like, 1990s action star at, you know? Like,
where's Kurt Russell, goddammit?
Yeah.
Really?
So that's why we were like, who the fuck is this, like, pretty boy, you know? You know, that and that's just a classic culture, and that's the problem with the big issue with Metal Gear 2, is because he wanted to expand out, you know, and, you know, we're human, and we're, like I said, we're resistant to change, and so then that's what happened, and then that's the only reason why he did that. He admitted to that. It's like, yeah, I wanted a character to be more attractive to females. That's why I made Raiden, and he's very attractive to females, you know. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense now. You know,
Bitches love writing.
right, and it's kind of funny because I brought this up to a lot of my female friends, and they were like, you know, I find it kind of stupid that game developers will make stuff for girls just to appease girls, you know, and this is a female friend I'm talking to, by the way. You know, it's almost insulting as not to put them in there because like now they feel like they have to cater to us. And I was like, you are opposite what the internet's talking about right now, you know, like. And she was like, no, it's true, like, and she's like, she's like, I'm a gamer. I don't care. You know, it'd be nice if I had a female protagonist, you know, and stuff like that, or the option for. But she said that, but to put something for a female just to make the game, I guess, like, you know, but like not make the game better, you know, like for the sake of putting it in there, is stupid. You know, like for example, like the whole debate. She and I were talking about the debate of AC Unity, how there's no female assassins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you know what? I don't care because if they put a female assassin and the game is ass, the game is ass. You know, but I'd rather have a good game with no female assassins than just to have a female assassin just to fucking like cater to my femaleness, you know? That's what she said. And I was like, you know what? You're probably the smartest girl I've ever met. Like, or most logical one I've ever met, at least. You know, and that's what I mean about like not all females agree on these big topics that are floating around everywhere. And Metal Gear right now is one of them with Quiet. And to be honest with you, I was like, I think her outfit is ridiculous, but it's a video game. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a video game. Number two, it's Metal Gear. It's gonna be ridiculous.
And that's what I mean.
You're objectifying women.
Well, because like they read into it and they're like, oh my god, it's a woman that's super sexy in a battlefield and she doesn't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the metaphor is like, we love our girls to be talk, so because they talk too much. You know, I'm like, dude, no, it's just she's mute. There's something that happened to her back in the day. That's part of the story. Don't just jump to conclusions. You know, play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, calm down with your like self-righteous prophecies.
I'm looking at the stream chat.
Fuck!
I'm looking at the stream chat real quick and just these words. Snake is way better eye candy than Raiden.
There you
Said
go.
that.
My girlfriend, ladies and gentlemen.
Not
I got a
only
question.
did
Who said
they
that? Before we continue, I gotta see who said that.
My girlfriend, actually.
I withdraw my objection. Please proceed. Now, see, if this was if this was a dude, I'd be the stereotypical black dude and be like, pause, like, 'cause that's kind of gay. Not that I give a fuck. Damn it! Dive kick, save me!
No, but this.
Damn it! Yay! Oh shit! I got stabbed.
Wow, who are you fighting now?
No, I'm doing a fucking. I'm in the trap room and like I'm on stage 6 and.
Ah, crap.
And this shit is pissing me off because the game won't double jump when I need it to, and then I get fucking ambushed and god damn it! Fuck my life. They are all over the what the fuck, yo? Die.
I was just thinking back to, like the reason why Raiden was put into Metal Gear Solid 2, and then seeing what happens with him, like in 4 and like in Rising. That dude gets put through the freaking meat grinder.
Yeah, and there's also another theory on that of him just getting mutilated, just kind of like because it's like Kojima listening to fans technically trying to destroy the character because of the way they hated him so much.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and it's almost like pity, like, man, this guy's been through some shit, like, so we should stop hating on him, kind of like that, I think he was written that way, but also I think Kojima's a smart guy, and he probably was already kind of like priming the fact that he was going to be a badass later on,
Trial by fire.
Yeah, and I think like maybe, and we all know like, maybe it's an Eastern perspective. I haven't really done that much research on the topic yet, but if a guy's been through some stuff, and we all know like usually like in the end, in the story, he's learned enough from his like past troubles and experiences, and he eventually becomes a badass. And like we've seen that in animes and stuff like that, so in stories and stuff like that. So maybe that's what kind of trope he was going for.
I'd say he did it.
Yeah, he definitely redeemed himself. In MGS2, I was like, man, Raiden's too pretty for this game, you know, because everybody's so scruffed up. Even Olga with her hair.
Even Olga, yeah, Olga was fucking like she was raw.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, man, like, what's up with this dude? Like, just looking all pretty with his flowing ass Fabio hair, you know. And then
and his naked cartwheels.
yeah. And then and he was even what? He was in 3 as like a disguise, right? And wasn't he like a Russian guy in 3? Like they made a clone of him or something.
Colonel Golokovich or some shit?
No, it was like Volgin's like sex toy. And then it was a scene where like Volgin grabs like Raiden's crotch, but it's not Raiden. He just looks just like Raiden. But it was kind of like a stab at Raiden. There's a scene of that. I can't remember.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to go back through and play it.
Yeah, he. I think they wrote him off as he's a Russian colonel or something, and he was I guess I'm just gonna say he was probably gay because he was grabbing like I think Snake's crotch when he was like getting tortured, and he was saying like, "Oh, you look beautiful," something like that. And then like Volgin does the same to that guy, and I was like, "Whoa, there's like a train of gayness right now." and but at the same time, it was still pretty manly because it's Metal Gear, right? Which is weird. And I quote Maximilian from Excellent Adventures. What did it say? Looks like there's nothing manlier than fighting a bear and making out with a dude, aka Zangief. Sounds pretty manly to me. And I was like, all right, that's a good point, sir.
We'll go with it.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, well, you gonna tell Zangief that? I'm not. I'm like, oh yes, sir. You can make it with anybody you want.
I don't want that man's balls in my face. No, thank you.
I don't want his like V chest of hair all over my throat. So, but yeah, I mean, you can tell Metal Gear is very deep and it has a lot of culture and a lot of history behind it for sure.
I do not approve of Zangief balls upon my face.
Oh, and like a few other people that they mentioned, and I would have to kind of agree, but at the same time, they get grizzled and they go through a lot of stuff too. Freaking Otacon.
Otacon, how Emmerich has seen some shit.
Yeah.
Like, my God.
Yeah, the fusion grenades.
Yeah, and you can totally see that from his character development from Solid all the way to the Guns of the Patriots, where he's more like definitely more dark and grim, versus his like kind of like shaky, nerdy, otaku-ness from Solid.
It's a nice indicator.
So, but he's got some bad history with some females, man.
Yeah.
That's on
his
him.
woman troubles are legendary.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, freaking Otacon, Vamp.
But Vamp is bi, if I remember correctly.
The fusion grenades? Or
Well, Vamp's just Vamp.
And he's Phil Lamar, so thusly he gets cool points right there. Fucking Phil Lamar.
And also, oh my God, also freaking Jetstream Sam.
Oh, Sam. Sam is.
Sam.
I expected so much more out of his DLC.
Well, you expected more out of it, but at the same time, you got it for free.
Yeah, I did. But, like, good God. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, we definitely can say and make the comparison that Raiden played more like Dante and Sam played more like Virgil in the game. But I mean, I had fun on all of the DLC, and though it wasn't as much of a variety we were looking for, I still felt like I was that empowered superhero that was out to do some damage, some van damage.
Even when you're playing with Blade Wolf, man.
Yo, Blade Wolf was fun, man.
Yeah, Blade Wolf was a very interesting DLC. you definitely got the feel of I don't know what's this word I'm looking for, but urgency with him.
What the fuck?
And he played differently, but I think that's what we were looking for. And at the same time, it still felt like you were still playing Revengeance, you know. So I think that's what's important. Change is good, but a little change is what's best. Not too big and not too drastic.
Yeah. You know, something that can actually ease you into the next phase of what the game is supposed to be.
And you know, to be honest with you, I thought it was cool that they released the Frank Yeager costume. That was kind of neat, and you were able to play as Ninja. But even if they released a completely different model of Ninja and you played as Frank Yeager as like a virtual mission and his moveset was a little bit different, I would be down for that too. But I'm gonna say it's probably the same as Raiden's. That's why they kind of just did the costume, you know. But I thought it was cool that you were able to play as Ninja. Like, it kind of brought that like nostalgia factor to it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, here's a good one. If you were playing the guy from Nano Breaker, that would be sweet.
Yeah, play as Jake.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
That would have been kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just these small details that you have to consider. And I think this is why Bayonetta 2 did so well in the ratings, is because all these like throwbacks to like all these old Nintendo games, these small details that don't make a big difference in the game, but enough to where like we're like, oh man, that's so cute, or that's so awesome. Like, you know, instead of like Halos, you're getting coins now because you're Mario costume, you know, stuff like that. You know, and those are just the small things people appreciate in video games. It's fun.
It's all about the little things.
Yeah, fun and harmless and stuff like that. And it's not DLC. It's just in the game, you know. And I think that's how they got more points in Bayonetta. You know, if I'm pretty sure if those costumes were DLC, it would have been like an 8.0 instead of a 9.5 or 9.0. You know, so.
Or even the solid 10s it was getting.
Yeah, and especially like from Edge magazine, Edge never gives like a 9 or a 10, and they were like, "What the hell? Why is Bayonetta getting this score?" So I was impressed, you know, and it's true. The game is fantastic. I mean, there's a freaking scene where just every fight escalates one life bar to the other, you know. And if you guys haven't played it yet, you definitely have to play it because this scene is like a throwback to I'd say. Kaiju fighting and Power Rangers. It's so great.
Heck yeah.
I'm down.
And now that you mentioned Kaiju, that's another franchise that I think should have a Platinum Games game set up. Mm-hmm. Pacific Rim.
Yeah. I mean, have you played the download game on it on a PSN?
I've played a little bit of it. It felt.
What, the Legend of Korra or the Pacific Rim game?
Pacific Rim game. The Pacific Rim game is just like Real Steel.
Figured.
If you play the Real Steel game on PSN, it's the same game on Pacific Rim is the same thing, just with kaiju. You know, button, stamina meter, strength, stuff like that. All that stuff.
It feels like it could work. It feels like it works for Pacific Rim, but at the same time, there's not that. It doesn't feel like there's that same sort of epic scope that you get from, like, you know, the boss fights in Metal Gear Rising or in Bayonetta. You know?
Right. And I don't really know, like at the top of my head, who would be a good developer to make a Pacific Rim game. Because I think with Platinum, we can just say we can throw whatever game, whatever like franchise in Platinum, and they'll make it cool. I mean, Legend of Korra, they already made it awesome. You know what I'm saying? So we can just say a Platinum is the action game developer we're looking for. And I don't know which direction if someone was gonna make a Pacific Rim game, I wouldn't know what direction they would take. Pacific Rim, maybe like if anything, it'd probably do well on the Wii U. Just because like the pad could be like your control panel, your remotes could be like, you know, your arm, and then player 2 could be your right arm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's kind of the thing I'm talking about, like how they want to make the game. So I mean, presentation, we all know Platinum's gonna rock it.
Yeah.
But like as far as gameplay, you know, I feel like that would be the best on the Wii U, just because of like just the way the mechanics are in the movie itself and in the world of Pacific Rim. So
it'd be like It'd be like putting Armored Core on the Wii U.
Right. And I think it's something that the Wii U is missing out on. I think it would be awesome if they did do a Pacific Rim game, and the Wii Pad was like your health meter slash heat meter or whatever, armor, and then like your player one, your left hand is the left arm, and then player two is the right arm, and then you both step on the what do you call this, the Wii mats, on the Wii Fit mats for your legs. I think that'd be sweet, Or like
use every peripheral under the sun.
Exactly, and there you go. Make a good Pacific Rim game, and Nintendo, you shall profit from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it'd be like the rebirth of Steel Battalion.
Yeah, and that's without the elaborate controller, because you already have the controllers that came with the system.
Exactly.
But no one wants to make games for the Wii U because you know why? Because the root of it all is they don't have enough systems out there. They're not going to sell enough copies, aka they won't make enough money, and that's all it goes down to. There's just all these great ideas, guys. You have great ideas, Ace. Roberto, you got a lot of great ideas. It's just like when it comes down to it, they're going to be like, man, that sounds good, but how are we going to fund it? That's always how it is, which is unfortunate because I think there's a lot.
That sounds good, but where's the money?
Exactly, and that's the sad part. And we all know it's all about the money because look at all these games that are broken at launch these days. Drive Club was a disaster. Unity is a fucking shell of a game.
Watch Dogs.
And check it out. There's a microtransaction store in Assassin's Creed Unity. Now tell me that never happened before, and all of a sudden there's a microtransaction store in Assassin's Creed Unity. So that kind of tells you which direction they're going to go with the franchise, So it speaks for itself. They can say all they want, like, yeah, we just want options for the customer. Yeah, options that we have to pay for. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to put a microtransaction. Yeah, that's exactly, that's exactly what I'm talking about. These people make no sense. They really think we're morons. They literally think we are, and unfortunately, the numbers show is what they're looking for, and this is what happens. Oh, okay. So, have any of you guys played Metal Gear Acid?
Oh, the card game.
Yeah.
The card movement game. I played it once myself.
What'd you think?
It was interesting. It was an interesting experiment.
Yeah, it's definitely a different take on the MGS series. I really liked. I'm not gonna say it was my favorite, but I really liked the concept art for it and just the way the game looked overall. I think it was a good. To me, it's like I said, when we say what's a Metal Gear game, we think of like stealth, and detail stuff we can do in the game to troll all the computers.
Yeah.
And so, Acid wasn't like that. So when we say like, yeah, the Metal Gear game, we don't think of that. So I usually think of Acid as a card game that has Metal Gear people in it. But because it goes so far from the formula, it's hard to call it a Metal Gear Solid game or a Metal Gear game.
Now that's very true.
Though.
Armored Core does need to come back, 9-ball, 100%.
It is back. It's called Gundam Extreme Versus.
Without all the license fees.
Yeah, really. I don't know. I mean, I've been looking up a lot of the stuff for like. I've been looking up a lot of gameplay videos for Armored Core Verdict Day, and just I like the fact that they actually went back to a lot of the classic designs for the ACs, along with bringing in some of the newer stuff that was introduced in Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer. But what still gets me is how the overall control scheme was changed up. I mean, it's like they tried to add It's like they tried to reinvent the wheel with the actual control scheme, with the actual button layout for Armored Core 4 and 5, as opposed to as opposed to playing like Armored Core 2 and 3 on the PS2. The games in those series were fantastic. And it's like trying to add so many additional functions to a controller with basically the same number of buttons, the same layout of the buttons, basically.
And it sounds like I played Armored Core 4 briefly when it was first released, and it felt, and from what I remember, it felt more like an arcade game than it did traditionally Armored Core. Just because like the controllers were much more, I guess the response of the controls were much more fluid than the ones on the PS2 or PSX. From my experience, at least, I haven't played any of the newer ones. And I think the charm of Armored Core is that whole, like, there's weight to your core, you know? In Armored Core 4, I felt like I was just gliding way too easy in comparison to the ones before that, where you felt like your core was a heavy piece of machinery, you know?
Yeah, even the lightweight cores you could build still had that feeling of heft to them.
Right. And especially when you jumped or, like, leaped, like, your thing would just, like... Would when it landed, it would like stick for a while because it's still shifting its weight, you know. And that's kind of what I remember about Armored Core so well, is that you designed your core, and your core, the weight was a big issue on it, and you had to balance it out depending on how you like to play.
Yeah.
But when you take that consumption. Yeah, when you take that giant feature out in the game that made it so unique to the rest of the mech games out there, I think that's where it loses its charm. But I've been an Armored Core fan, and it's a great game, to be honest with you. But I think it's like one of those things different, and it loses identity. And the thing that they change the most is the thing that what makes it the game itself. You know, to me it's just like, hey, we're gonna make a new Ryu character, Street Fighter V Ryu, right? We're not gonna give him a Dragon Punch, Tatsumaki, or Hadoken. That would be like, what the hell? That'd be weird. Because it's like you've always had that character, you expect those moves from that character, but then there's
even Sean at least had the Dragon Punch.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about specifically Ryu as a product, you know. Mm-hmm. And when next Ryu comes out and he doesn't have all those things that made him Ryu, what do you call it? You know, you call him somebody else. Turn him into Dan. You know, so that's what happens. I think it's just because of how we attach ourselves as gamers to the games and the characters we love, and that's what makes gaming so fun and interesting, because it's like, you know, it's always your own narrative that you're writing out to yourself, and you create your own stories and your own experiences, and you're in control of it, you know. So I think this is why when we see change, we're kind of hesitant to it, because now we can't reenact those same memories. We have to adjust to these new mechanics to make new memories. You know, so it's very psychological, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense why we are resistant to it.
Ooh. Excuse me. No, those are actually some very good points.
You got me looking up Armored Core 4 on eBay right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Man, brand new. This game, $60. What?
Yeah, especially I think.
Wait, Armored Core 4?
Yeah.
Juante, whatever that guy's name is, he's been.
A lot of people are having it without the case. About $13. Gotta add it to the collection, man. You know I gotta. $13? We can do that. Oh yeah, front mission, the Fire Emblem of Mechs.
Yes.
Actually, do you still have that PS2 that plays imported games?
Yeah, I still have it.
I don't know if it'll play the PS1 game imported, but I have this game called Front Mission Alternative. You ever heard of that?
Well, what you call it, with the Magic Slide, the two discs that come with it, one of them actually boot up CD-ROM based games. So
okay.
it might work for the PS1. So it might work for that. But I also actually have a PS1 that's modded to play imports as well.
All right on. There's a front mission game that was like not grid based, and that one was called Front Mission Alternative. And I remember buying this game in a Chinese market, and they had like a video game section. This was legit. I looked at it. It had the official markings and everything. This game was $80, and that was way too high for a PlayStation game back then, because most PlayStation games were like $40.
Mm-hmm.
It's $80. It's imported, and I was like, man, Front Mission. I've never heard of this game. And then the crazy thing about it, the case has no pictures in the back at all. Like, there's no like screenshots. And I'm like, what the hell, man? But it's Front Mission. This could have been anything. No, so I took my allowance, you know, and I bought it. And I played it, and it wasn't like any Front Mission game where it was like grid based. It's actually a real time strategy game. Yeah, so everything is live. Like, you're moving all the time. There's no turns or anything. And what you do is there's different vectors on the map where you can assign your Wanzers to go. If you guys don't know that, guys, Wanzers are the term for the mechs in Front Mission. And you equip a unit, so every unit would have 3 Wanzers in it, and you can either equip them with whatever weapon output you want. You can do like rocket launchers, machine guns. You can do like shields. You can mix it up, and then you would just direct them where to go. And the map would look like Dynasty Wars Empires, or like your T would be your unit, and it would go to like certain parts of the map. And then when they encountered bad guys, the AI would kick in, and they would depending which kind of command you'd give them, they would either be aggressive, defensive, or long range, short range. And it was actually really fun, and it's really cool. The weird part about this game was you go to the option screens and you change the language to English, and you can do that. You can change the menus to English, but the story was still in Japanese. Now, the weirder part, and I don't know if this was something they had in mind, was that the names of the weapons were all sexual undertones. Like the missiles were called boners.
Oh Jesus!
The rockets were called schlongs.
What?
I am not kidding you. And I was like, this has got to be a mistake. But I just rolled with it, and I was like, all right, I'll just choose 3 boners for this mission. It was really awkward. But overall, it was a overall fun game. And
so it was like just before, pretty much like the precursor to Shadows of the Damned.
Pretty much.
That's funny.
Wow! Wait a minute.
Strange.
Okay. Here we were talking about Metal Gear Solid 2 earlier. I'm going down my Twitter feed. And, by the way, just a quick heads up, you guys. Earlier this week, after I set up the pre-stream for this, I actually tried getting a hold of David Hayter to see if he might want to actually jump in on the stream for a little bit. Haven't heard anything back from him, so, yeah, that's to be expected. But
he's a busy guy.
Yeah, but something that I thought would have been pretty cool. But just a picture that he retweeted on my Twitter stream. Just that awkward moment when, and of course, riding in the middle of a naked cartwheel with the codec going off.
Yep.
Yo, I'm gonna fave and retweet that. That shit is hilarious. Just, now I'm free!
Free ball.
Ballin'. And then the codec goes on. I was like, damn it, Campbell, what do you want?
Lolly Lulelo. Like, no!
No! Nah, cut that shit out.
Any other Metal Gear moments you guys want to share? Like experiences in the game, or just first of all encountering stuff?
I remember there was one time where I was playing through Metal Gear Solid 2, and it was one of those days where I was just playing it just to play something, and I spent all my time on the tanker just giving people headdresses with the tranquilizer darts.
Getting them dog tags though.
On that's the Guns of Liberty, right? Or whatever. No, not Guns of Liberty. Oh, what the hell am I talking about? I'm mixing up games now. Man, Metal Gear, so many things to remember. I think one of the best things that sold me about the game before it came out was the trailer for Metal Gear Solid, and one of the cutscenes from the trailer was when Snake was fighting Ninja in that computer room.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ninja was just running around, and the Snake was just shooting everything, trying to strafe him. And I thought, like, man, that scene was just so sick. Like, just stuff exploding and, like, papers flying in the air. Like, that was what sold me in the game, because, you know, it was just, like, so, you know, so cool at the time.
You try to type smash.
Metal Gear Solid Total Espionage Action.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, I think another one of the like the one thing that I think as far as like, especially as far as like the demos for say Metal Gear Rising, it was kind of funny because I got the chance to play the demo for Metal Gear Rising. I think, yeah, I got the chance to download it shortly before I picked up my copy of the Zone of the Enders HD collection, which had the demo in that too. But I had downloaded that, and I was pretty much going between playing the demo for that and the demo for DMC. And it was
DMC squared.
And it was one of those things where it was such a stark contrast between the two. Like not just the setting, not just the setting, and not just from a visual design standpoint, but also from a gameplay standpoint.
How so?
Oh, because I mean, I had first actually started with, you know, playing the demo for DMC. You know, I wanted to at least give it a shot.
Next planning.
You know, see if the demo would actually be something that would, make me want to give the full game a shot. And I was playing through it, and like for an action game, it felt really, it felt a little sluggish to me. And I know that this is just the demo, and you know they're supposed to be fine-tuning it for the actual release. But I couldn't really feel myself getting into the action, and switching between the weapons, switching between the different weapons, the angel and the demon weapons, it felt too much like Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
And I can see that, and that's primarily because I think, like I said, it's Ninja Theory, so it's a Western developer, not an Eastern developer.
Yeah.
And fight styles, or like just control schemes and just game design wise, they're both different already. And I think Japan is definitely more on the super hype action style. Like Bayonetta is like really quick and instant, And we all know like Devil May Cry 3 is like you gotta have like octo fingers to play that game because of all the craziness you can do, which is not bad. It's just like you have to earn that skill. You know what I'm saying? So,
like Ninja Gaiden.
Right, and I feel like with Ninja Theory and your experience with DMC is that it's like I said, it was a game that's designed differently for a different crowd of Devil May Cry players. And what I noticed from Devil May Cry or DMC squared is that most people that haven't played the Dante's Awakening love that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think Dante's Awakening is the best Devil May Cry game out there. It had everything that I looked for in an action game. The only thing that was probably missing was the wall run from 2. You know, the wall run from 2 is freaking sweet.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they took that out, but I thought that needed to be something that Dante should just add in his repertoire as for that game. That could have probably been an issue with the stage design, though, if you just wall jumping and running everywhere and falling off ledges and stuff.
Yeah, it could have been stage design. It could have also been, something that was left out. Something that was left out because it was story based.
Right. And that's kind of how I feel about Devil May Cry 3. That Devil May Cry 3 is the pinnacle of Devil May Cry. Like, it is what it is. It's the champion. If they like rebuilt that one from the ground up, you already have my $60. Is what I'm saying. That's the best Devil May Cry game I've ever played. DMC, like I said, and I know Duder's not here to combat me on this, but it's a game on its own. It's not. We all know it's not the same Devil May Cry. And to be honest with you, like I said, if all they did was change the name of the game and change the name of the characters, it would have been a better game to everyone.
Yeah, it's like what happened with Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. That's a good example. That's a very good example, because when we think of Final Fantasy, the branding of that, we think of like mythical creatures and airships, and not super futuristic, but a hybrid of like ancient knights with like technology,
Yeah.
And magic. But yet we get this one that's super sci-fi, and there's no knights, there's no dragons, there's no behemoths, chocobos. It's weird. It's not what we think of when we think of Final Fantasy. You're just using the name to sell your movie that's not called Final Fantasy. And I think that's what people don't understand, or people in the industry don't understand, is that that's kind of like spitting in the face of the fans. And I can understand why there's a lot of hatred for DMC. We want a Devil May Cry 5 because we love our taunting Dante, white-haired devil.
Podcast right now.
And the thing is with that is they changed it too drastically, and it's even a clash of culture as well, because DMC is based off of Western English culture,
Right now.
while Devil May Cry was created by the Japanese culture, which they are primarily gonna throw in Japanese culture, like
Could be.
references in there.
I think
So,
but back to just how it was when it was like when it came to playing the demos. I mean, there was that experience that I had with DMC,
you guys prefer Clash?
and then I go from that to playing the demo for Metal Gear Rising, and it was a revelation. It was just like, holy cow! If the rest of the game plays, if this right here is supposed to be just a demo, and
simply do the normal rate,
it plays this smoothly, then
You have my money.
Exactly.
And Atheon, right?
And yeah, I had no problem going out there and getting Metal Gear Rising on day one.
yeah, and what sold me about Metal Gear Rising, because Metal Gear Rising, you're gonna play it because it's Metal Gear, right? You're curious. It's a new Metal Gear game. You're gonna want to try it at least. You don't have to buy it, but you're gonna want to try it. At least put your hands on it, right?
Yeah, okay.
Now, what really sells it to you changes from person to person. Depending on how you like your video games. And this is what I think people in video game marketing should really focus on, because they're only focusing on a general demographic, which is probably the most economically efficient way to handle this. But if we're gonna go on a gamer basis, it's gonna be a little bit different. Like, you will like what was the reason specifically? What's one of the reasons why you like Metal Gear Rising so much, Ace?
Specifically,
yeah,
it's the controls, the gameplay,
the controls, the way it feels, the way the smoothness of it. Now, see, to me, what sold it to me was primarily the design of when you stick your hand in a cyborg and rip out its spine. Like, that right there makes me feel awesome when I play this game. Not necessarily the controls, but the way they did it, the way the camera zooms in, the way the sound blasts when you rip
the presentation.
and then you crush the thing in your hand to get power back. That right there is what sold that game to me. The controls could have been awful, but the fact that I could do that, I would adjust to the controls. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that it talked to me. Like, it made me feel like I'm this super cyborg ninja that's out, that's powerful. And I think that's what video games are so popular these days, is because it makes you feel like beyond a normal human being, and it's entertaining. It makes you feel good. I mean, we could all go back to like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then video games is probably not on the mandatory on that, but feeling good is important, and that's why we play video games. Where if a game makes you feel, I think that game is a piece of art, and also at the same time, it's one of those integral things that you will use as a resource to make your lifestyle a little bit more healthier or better. So, and this is why I can counter argument anybody that says video games are bad for you, because anything in the world is too bad for you. Too much water is bad for you. Like, that's what I'm saying. But as far as the Metal Gear series goes, when I play Metal Gear, I feel like I'm, like I said, like a 1990s action star, where I'm invincible but yet very vulnerable at the same time. We all know like shooting from the hip is not accurate at all. But in the 80s and 90s, they did it all the time, and they shot every target on the screen. So in this case, when you play a Solid Snake, you do feel like you're playing you're playing as Rambo. You're infiltrating, and you have a nice cast of characters to help you out, and you have this sense of urgency, like you have a few hours to disarm this bomb. To be honest with you, when I played Metal Gear Solid, the first one, I felt like I was replaying The Rock. The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery.
Good game, good movie.
Yeah, and so there's that sense of, I'm gonna blow up these people if I don't help them out in time, and and I gotta do it stealthily, and so that's kind of one of the, oh man, like I really like the Rock. So what kind of game can I play that makes me feel like I'm playing or watching The Rock? And my brain associated itself with that, and so that's why I love Metal Gear so much, because of that instance right there.
And it also doesn't hurt the fact that the composer of the musical score for The Rock also did the musical score for the Metal Gear Solid series.
Right, and that probably helped a lot. He probably definitely had the same kind of like algorithm and music that he had for The Rock on Metal Gear. That's why my brain kind of attached to it, those two together. So, yeah, I mean, we all, in your story of why you like Metal Gear and why you feel that way about Metal Gear is totally different than mine. But the point is, at the end of the day, we both love Metal Gear, and that's the beauty of it. And I think that's the best part about the diversity and community about video games, is that we can say like, oh, it's a good game, but then we like it for different reasons, So I guess that's what's great.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Nineball though when he says that games nowadays need to stop trying to take itself so seriously and act like Hollywood. Here's the thing though. There were games back in the early to mid '90s that were doing that already. I mean, come on, the TV ads for Final Fantasy VII, and then just going into again the overall presentation of games like the entirety of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. These were games that wound up getting such critical acclaim because they were so grand in scope. The problem is that so many other developers, so many other producers wanted to latch onto that. And I think it's everyone trying to bandwagon on that. That's where things started to take a bit of a turn. because when so many people are doing the same sort of thing, it
gets stale really fast.
yeah, it dilutes it not just as a concept in and of itself, but as a novelty. So games with such grand scope and such grand, I guess, production value in the presentation, like, for example, Metal Gear Solid 5, or even like Metal Gear Rising, games that are that epic. It seems like so many games are trying to do that nowadays that it becomes a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I think what they're failing to see, a lot of these developers, is that, and I think this is true for a certain bracket of games. AAA titles always trying to deliver that like Hollywood ass experience, you know. It's like, and like you said, super epic, and hence why they're AAA. They have a big budget, stuff like that. But that gets lost in the whole reason why we play video games. And Matt from Yo Video Games said perfectly, you know, if you want a good story, read a book. You know, if you want to be entertained with graphics and special effects, watch a movie. You know, but let video games be video games. You know, that's not why we played them in the first place. Before, you know, AAA titles, there was just Centipede, Missile Command. You know, all these games that didn't have a story, didn't need a story. They were just entertaining and fun. When was the last time points mattered in a game these days? You know?
Pac-Man.
What's the story in Pac-Man? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no story in Pac-Man. You just do it because it's fun. You know, it's entertaining. It's a challenge. And I think these are the things that we leave out in video games just to sell more stuff to the consumer. Like I said, you know, the thing that pissed me off was, you know, you guys know Assassin's Creed Unity is a disaster, right?
Yo, duh.
Yeah, and then again, do you realize there's no media on Assassin's Creed Rogue? Notice that? There's no media
right.
on it. Was no whatsoever. But check this out. I was looking at the PSN store on Tuesday. That's when the game was released. I looked at the new things that were released that week, and by golly, the first 3 things on there were DLC or time saving in Assassin's Creed Rogue. I believe it was $5, maybe 10, and it said, "Why play the game? We can unlock everything now." Meaning it's already in the game. You just don't have time to play the game, so you just buy this so you can have everything. And I was like, well, what's the fucking point of playing the game?
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, ethics and business and just like the gaming community falls apart, because the developers and the you know, and these publishers just want to nickel and dime the fuck out of you, just because they want to make more money after your $60. You know, it's not even about like how good the game is anymore. It's about it's about time frames and how much money they make. It's ridiculous. A time saver pack. Get out of here. It's not even extra. It should be called Lazy Gamer DLC.
Yeah, seriously, just that's the kind of thing that I think really needs to stop. Because I mean, there are even DLC packs like that out for, you know, RPGs like Tales of Exilia 2 and Cross Zone. And Cross Edge. Where, you know, you go to the DLC and it's like, you know, get this extra experience to level up. It's like, but we play these games for the grind.
Well, and you know, the messed up part about this is that's not the first time that I've seen a DLC like this. I've seen it on Need for Speed, unlock all cars day one, you know, like, and in the description it's like literally said, you know, don't have time to play the game or don't have time to unlock all the cars, well, unlock them all now for $5.99. And I was like, what the fuck? Don't play video games if you don't have time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
then why buy the damn game if that's all you're gonna do?
Exactly. But the thing is, they keep making them. Therefore, somewhere along the lines of numbers and charts, people buy these things. That's the thing. These people are real. And these are the same people that are calling themselves gamers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why we get all bundled in one package along with these guys. And they think we're Gamergate. We're part of it. You know, we're part of the problem.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's the annoying part. And that's really the annoying part, to be honest with you.
I don't even know.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. You ever seen that Ego Raptors Metal Gear videos?
Yeah, it's John Smith.
Merle, where's Merle? Merle.
Okay, here's one for you. Out of all the Metal Gears that you've actually, like out of all the actual Metal Gears that you have fought, which ones are your favorite?
Oh man, I'd say. Wait, how many Metal Gears are there? Rex and Ray, right? What else?
Let's see.
Excelsis.
Rex, Ray, and Excelsis.
Which one's Excelsis? Remind me.
The one that Armstrong used before he got out and said, "You know what? Fuck this. I don't need no Metal Gear. I'll beat your ass myself."
Oh man, that was a Metal Gear? Shit, that thing was crazy.
That one was Excelsis.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go old school. I love Ray. The fact that it roared like a T-Rex was.
Oh, you mean Rex?
Oh, Rex. Yeah, Rex. I was thinking Rex, and then Ray came out. It roared like a T-Rex, and I was like, "That's stupid, but that's awesome." That's exactly what I said when I was playing the game. I was like, "Man, you just killed Frank Yeager. I'm angry." And it roared after it stomped him. I was like, "That's dumb. Why would it do that?" And then I was like, "Oh, well, video games." And I played it, and I just played it. You know.
For me, it's the fact that when you see what's supposed. It's kind of like what happens with Evangelion, how you see what's supposed to look like a machine, but then a mouth opens up, and you're just like, oh, damn.
It's got kind of like the instincts of a dinosaur, and Ray is instincts of a manta ray. I got it. No, I think dude, I was gonna pick Ray, but the fact that you had to fight a lot of them kind of like ruined it for me. It wasn't like one-on-one. It wasn't an intimate fight. The fact that I had to like burst out these, my Stinger missiles and fight like 3 of them like flying their way, I'm like, nah, man, that's cool. I'm okay with that. That's scary. I don't want these flying things coming my way.
Actually, what that reminds me of, what reminded me of that most recently was when I was trying to play through Final Fantasy 13-2, and one of the boss fights near the end of the game, you're taking on 3 Bahamut's.
Ugh.
Yeah. You're taking on 3 Bahamut's. I'm just like, no, y'all gotta be kidding me, right? Nope.
No, thank you. That's like fighting 3 Bahamut's and then like a land full of behemoths.
Fuck
like
the
a
dumb
Rex would be a behemoth. Yeah, that's no thanks.
I will be having none of what's going on in this general direction. Thank you.
Yeah. But hey, man, in 15, it looks like that team can take down anything. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I seen Noctis and Ignis clip that behemoth on the legs. Looked pretty cool.
But yeah, each of the Metal Gear fights for me had something really, that made it really memorable. But Excelsis was definitely my favorite.
That shit was so epic on so many levels. It's just like, I'm gonna attack you. Oh, have some geckos. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? You're gonna be busy with the geckos? Get blown up, bitch.
Yeah, Excelsis is probably I would say like the queen of the Metal Gears. I didn't know what it was called, but the epicness of that fight was pretty crazy.
It's just so freaking big.
Yeah, you literally had to tear that thing apart to fight it. So you had to peel away at it.
And then just that very last part at the end where you finally knock it down and you get to like take its arm off and use it.
They use that Datsu the fuck out of it with its own arm. Yes.
Yep.
I know, man. I love the people trying to make sense of like shoulder throwing a Metal Gear Ray, and I'm like, dude, it's a video game, son.
You know, no, I'd be an asshole about it. No, I'd be a complete and total asshole about it because I would say, "Oh, you want to complain about Raiden throwing a Metal Gear Ray? Y'all wasn't saying shit when Raven threw Nancy by the neck in Tekken. Oh, y'all wasn't saying shit when he did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a damn good point. But I mean, again, seeing Raiden actually another part of the grand, the grand scale, another part of the almost obscene amounts of hype that game actually has. Just seeing, like, I'm fighting the Metal Gear Ray, and I'm like, oh man, this is so cool, this is so cool, this is so cool. And then seeing Raiden shoulder throw Metal Gear Ray, I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, while you're mashing the crap out of that X button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like, what is this? Is this real life? Is this happening?
Yeah. See, the only thing that would have topped that, if I was like directing the game, is if you were fighting on, just like in Guns of the Patriots, and you fight Liquid on top of the Metal Gear. If like you were fighting, if you had like Metal Gear Rex and you were Raiden on top of it, and you were fighting the Senator on top of Excelsius, and they were both fighting together, dude, that would be crazy. Like that would have just turned it up to 11.
Well, which they pretty much technically did in Bayonetta 2.
Yes, and I was shocked and appalled in all good ways when I saw that.
It's just like this is just too much.
Like I said,
my brain can't handle it.
Small details in presentation. That's all you really need. And it's the moments.
It's like a lot of times. It's like a lot of developers forget rule number 32 of Zombieland. It's the little things.
Yep.
It's all about the little things.
Little things.
Oh, Tallahassee. Oh, Woody Harrelson. That man is amazing. Where's my phone? Oh, God. I'm done. Oh, that game made me want to break something. Oh, Jesus.
You know what game I'm gonna break something? You need to play Knight's Contract from by
I heard that game was ass.
That's what I'm saying, but I still, the thing with me, I play ass games because I want to know why this game is ass. Because I hear it from people, but I also want to be like, hey, okay, I've experienced it myself. I can see why you hate it, but sometimes I think some people overreact, so that's why I play these games. So I played it, and the concept of the game, I call it God of War, right? It's just God of War. It's got the God of War formula all over it. Quick time events, same action scenes and stuff like that. But the twist is your guy doesn't die. He gets incapacitated. So if your guy takes too much damage, he'll kind of explode or split in half because he gets too much damage, and then you have to mash X to reincarnate yourself to put yourself back together. And
you mean like in Never Dead?
Yeah, kind of like that. And for the game to be game over, you have to protect the girl, the witch that's with you, that cursed you with that immortality. And the whole point is you escort her throughout the game, and until you get to the whatever goal they're trying to achieve. And here lies the problem, because it's one giant escort mission.
Ugh.
And we all know why we love escort missions, because the AI is horrid. There's this boss fight where this guy drops flames on the ground, and you can only stand in certain spots because there's patterns to his flames, right? And I swear to God, this girl was just swimming in the fire. She loved the fire. I was like, what are you doing? Stop going in the fire. And I was probably on that stage for about 2 hours, and I was just getting so frustrated because she just kept going in the fire because the AI was so bad. And I think the only way to do it was to carry her. And yes, you can carry her in the game. but just super annoying, guys. This was like this. It broke. It literally broke the game. The game was like an anti past that stage.
Okay, the moment you said that you could pick her up, I immediately thought, you want to know what would be fucking hilarious? It would be if, just like in Dragon's Dogma, you could throw her.
I don't know if you could throw her. You definitely carry her and like put her down places. Because she acts on her own, right? So when you pick her up, you kind of control where she gets hit. So.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
But yeah, definitely though. Actually, that is probably one of the best ways to describe Dragon's Dogma.
Your sensor.
Picking up and throwing shit. The game.
Yep, or climbing cows.
I know last time I had some issues. I had to kind of close it
Yeah,
slowly.
that actually reminds me of like one of the first times that I fought against one of the ogres in Dragon's Dogma. No, not fighting the ogres, fighting one of the Cyclopses out on the open field.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, just the way the music changed up, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? What am I running across? And then I just see, I'm like, oh, I have to fight that? Then I found out I could climb it.
I'm like, I gotta fight that. I'm gonna nope my ass the fuck out of here.
Well, that's what I said when I saw the red dragon for the first time.
Oh yeah,
The one that's hanging out in the forest.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, oh, I think I could take this, and it starts controlling your guys. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man, that's not cool.
Yeah, that was a uphill battle. I definitely.
What are you doing?
The gamer side of me was like, I can kill this thing. I can do it. Now I know I've downloaded its moves. I can beat it. I play fighting games. And then definitely my guys were not that strong. That's for sure.
It's like oh, succumb to the powers of your new master. Like, wait, what are you talking about? And then Pawn just like turns around.
Yep.
What's up?
Pawn starts
master.
shooting meteors at you. What are you doing?
That's one of the other funny things about Dragon's Dogma, though. I'd just be walking along with my pawns, minding my own business, and then I just hear explosions. I look up and I see fire raining from the sky, and I'm like, what are you doing? And my pawns are bombarding goblins. Just regular goblins with, like, high-level meteor spells. I'm like, why?
Their hatred for goblins. Yeah, the game was great. I think if Capcom was smart, and I know they're doing down.
He said if Capcom was smart. You what, mate? Capcom's smart in this day and age. You what, mate?
You know, sometimes they surprise us. You know, we got Strider. You know, sometimes.
But that wasn't. But in all honesty, that's not a Strider game anybody wanted.
You know, and that's kind of the thing. It just came out of nowhere. That's what I'm saying.
And nobody, and a lot of people who are real Strider fans, like a lot of the Strider fans that I know, are just like, why am I playing Metroidvania? Last time I checked, nobody liked the NES version, so why did they pretty much make NES version 2.0?
Wow, so they got the idea somewhere, you know.
Yeah, because it was the NES version, because it's been done, and that game failed because nobody played it.
Yeah, the NES version was pretty bad, but I also think it was one of those games that was ahead of its time because we were so used to like Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3.
Not necessarily, because Clash of Demon Head was like a good open world game.
That's probably why I wasn't good at it.
And that shit was cryptic as hell too.
Yeah, no, dude, a lot of Nintendo games were cryptic as hell because you didn't know where to go.
Yeah, like Simon's Quest, which can go fuck itself.
Oh my god, Simon's Quest. That thing was just like, you had to be a genius to play that game. Doesn't tell you any hints.
See,
the one that always got me was freaking. What you call it? The one that always got me was freaking Blaster Master.
I see.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yo, Blaster Master was cryptic as all fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Yo, Nine Ball talking about old school wrestling games. I got one for you that I still have that somehow works. I don't know how. WWF in Your House, aka WrestleMania 2. WrestleMania arcade game 2. That game is so fucking stupid.
We all know the dumbest wrestling game is WrestleMania the arcade game.
That game is it's dumb as hell, but it's so good.
That's what I mean. It's so stupid. It's so crazy, but it's so fun, and that's exactly why it's so good because it's so stupid.
Oh, that's actually the reason why I like freaking WrestleMania for the Super Nintendo.
Oh man, that's good too. Royal Rumble.
And,
Royal Rumble was so good. I just got one question though. Does anybody remember IRS?
It's man.
Nobody. Nobody remembers IRS, and he's still in the.
I don't think he wrestles anymore.
No, he doesn't wrestle. He's part of the board. He's part of the he's part of the board now.
Did not know that.
He says it's dumb, but it's fun though. That's exactly.
But yeah, I know all about that Erwin R. Shyster.
Erwin R. Shyster. Oh man, you guys remember Doink?
Doink the Clown?
Yes.
Yo, Doink the Clown was so godlike though.
He was so good. He had the best super in Royal Rumble.
Oh my god.
Blazing Ace Nelson and Gamer Jake.
Doink the Clown was good. Like Crush, Mr. Perfect, Papa Shango. I don't know why the fuck he was in Royal Rumble.
So it's on YouTube, and they're doing
No, the question is why not?
That's a good question. Why not Papa Shango?
Do you guys remember Farouk?
Oh! Before he took, before the APA was a thing, and him and Bradshaw, before Bradshaw went all corporate.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it live.
I gotta say though, like the APA theme is mad hype. Like fuck what you heard. Ding, 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 ding. Yo, I gotta hire the APA. How are we gonna pay him? Beer.
Let's go. Yo, get him a 12-pack and just watch the Sparks fly.
Yo, give him a 12-pack of Bud and we can just have them whoop everybody's ass.
I was spacing. That's true too. So.
Oh.
Razor Ramon, yo, Scott Hall, that man is a showman. Even if he is drunk majority of the time when he's wrestling.
That's part of his gag, man.
Scott Hall is a damn good wrestler though.
Oh,
Nation Domination. Yo, Ahmed Johnson.
Yes.
Like that man is scary. That is a very scary black man. I do not want to see him in any general vicinity.
Nah, that's where you just turn, walk away. It's like, all right, it's like, you know what? You can stay right there. Yo, Stone Cold, just stun me and get it over with. I don't want to do this.
I did not sign up for this. And then I think The Rock got his start with the Nation of Domination.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did. Because he was part of Nation Domination for a while when he first was showing up, and then he became the most electrifying man in sports entertainment history. And then he got the hype music, the music that is more hype than Curtis Stryker, the wrestler. I mean John Cena. Yo, I want you to look at Stryker and MK9, and I want you to tell me he don't look like John Cena.
No, he's 100% John Cena. He's John Cena with a taser. That's what he is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he is.
And every time I see Stryker, I'm like, boo.
Yeah.
I still say though, probably like two of my favorite old school wrestlers though, just two of the classics that always represented wrestling for me were freaking Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero.
God rest Eddie Guerrero, man. Right when he won the title too.
He's been running that for a while too.
Yeah, man. Then he goes out right when he got Blaze of Glory.
Hey, he went out a champ.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, like I keep telling Melodramatic, that's why I love WWE All Stars so much. Cause them fantasy warfare matches, bruh,
Yeah.
it's freaking unbelievable.
Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas is dead. Who that? Get off me, all y'all. I'm done with Shinobi. Time to play me some Streets of Rage 2.
I like the cut of your drip, sir.
Time to stream that shit. Yo, Barbin, get your ass over here. Get Grand up it. Let's go. Silly bitch, your throws cannot harm me. I can tech that shit.
Well, seeing as how you're talking about streaming Streets of Rage and you're already like a good ways past the 2-hour mark, what do you say?
Oh shit! Damn, we are. We're almost at 2:30. Yo,
Yeah,
Barbie, kiss my.
What do you guys say we call it good?
I'm good.
So like last comments on Metal Gear, guys. Anything want to add? Want to see in the future, maybe, or what?
Metal Gear
Rising
Rising
2,
2.
but that's being done, so I'm good.
Hmm.
Like they're working on Rising 2, so I got nothing to worry about.
You know, I wouldn't be opposed if they if Kojima wanted to do like a legit remake of the original Solid Snake.
I didn't like how it ended.
You know what I'm saying? Like of him like going to Zanzibar and stuff,
Oh.
and you know, hopefully putting David Hayter back as him.
You know what I want? And this is and people might call me crazy for it. I want a Police Knots too. Give me that shit.
You know, oh, okay, man. They need to bring back Snatcher. That's what they need.
Yes, that's exactly what they need to do. Bring back Snatcher.
Snatcher. 100% Snatcher. I'm in. All in. Take my money.
I'm throwing my debit card at the laptop, but nothing's happening.
Trying to swipe it on the screen. Nothing's happening.
Speaking of the new FP2,
Snatcher.
like the DC animated movie.
Oh, motherfucker hit me with the motorcycle. You pussy. Seat yourself.
But yeah,
Anyway, yeah, I would like.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Good shit, man.
Kojima, if you're listening, Kojima-san, if you're listening,
Get a chance to watch the,
Revengeance 2, please. Zone of the Enders 3, please, or Zone of the Enders something. And definitely, you know, I know you're working on Phantom Pain, and it's going to be awesome. We all know it's going to be awesome. I've already seen the new gameplay trailers for it. It looks great. A lot of detail. Not surprising to you, from you. But if you even want to do like a 2D, like, you know, version of the Solid Snake games that never came out in America, kind of high def 2D, like, you know, pixel art graphics, I'm okay with that, just as long as we get a re-story told on it and have, like, you know, the newer generation have the story told. I am okay with that, sir.
so
Give
on
the
that,
fans what they want.
well, that's the thing. Kojima's pretty good about giving the fans what they want.
Yeah.
So with that said, GQ Asian Dude, Rock, thanks a lot for joining me, you guys.
Of
Prion.
course.
Just Prion, if you're gonna be watching this later on, thank you very much. I'll be definitely trying to get you back on next week as well. And
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, y'all know how I do it. I'm gonna set up the pre-stream just so that way we actually have it scheduled, and then once it gets closer to time, I'll check with you guys to make sure you're available. Send you the invites so that way we can do this again. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeet yeet.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Na 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 me.
Black man.
Black man.
Yo, black man and mobbing, man.
There you go. Mobbing.
Black man.
Oh,
I mean, black man and Robin. As in we robbing peoples. Give us your dosh.
FYI, guys, if you guys haven't seen Dumb and Dumber 2 yet, go watch it.
Yay! Jim Carrey's back in good form. All right.
You gotta go see that shit.
All I gotta say is Chinese Mexican restaurant combined.
Oh my god.
Chinese Mexican restaurant combined, but that's nothing new. Oh.
Eating nachos.
I see
with
where this is going.
chopsticks.
I see where this is going.
Wow.
You heard what I said. Eating nachos with
I am highly amused.
Chinese mariachis.
Oh what?
Chinese mariachis.
That's all you gotta hear.
Good shit.
I'm done.
On that note, GQ Asian Dude out.
Out.
Later, guys.
Alright.
Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for participating. Y'all know how we do it. Work hard, game harder. We'll see you next week.
Hey, respect the pipe, bitches.